अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हैं आप सब। उम्मीद है आप सब ठीक होंगे। मैं पेडागोजी का आज आपके लिए लेक्चर 2 लेकर आई हूँ, यानी टीचिंग मेथड्स का पार्ट 2। टीचिंग मेथड्स एंड स्ट्रेटजीज़ हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट की थी, उसका ये पार्ट 2 है। What is teaching method? A teaching method is a broad approach or overall technique used by teachers to facilitate learning and deliver lessons to students. It refers to the way a teacher organizes and structures the learning experience, environment, and resources for students, and it outlines the general approach to how the content will be taught or delivered in the classroom. Types of teaching methods. Following are the types of teaching methods: lecture method, discussion method, case study method, project based method, इसको PBAL भी कहते हैं यानी project based learning method, demonstration method, inquiry based learning, flipped method, experiential learning, Socratic method. First है lecture method. In lecture method, the teacher talks to the class and orally presents information in an organized way, usually with the help of slides or notes. It's mostly used to share a lot of information in a short time. Students mostly listen and take notes. It is effective for explaining complex concepts in subjects like history or science. It is a teacher-centric approach where teacher control the class and students become passive listeners. For example, a history teacher gives a lecture on the Industrial Australian Revolution in the class where only students listen teachers. Note, these principles of any teaching method refer to the essential conditions or guidelines that should be met to effectively implement the teaching method in the classroom and get desired learning outcomes. Principles of lecture method. Principle of clarity and structure. The content must be well organized and clearly explained to avoid confusion. Principle of engagement. Even in lectures, it is essential to engage students through questions or multimedia to keep their attention. 3. Principle of pacing. The lecture should be paced appropriately, ensuring that students can follow the material without feeling overwhelmed. Principle of focus. The lecture should focus on key concepts to ensure effective avoiding unnecessary details. Advantages and disadvantages of lecture method. Advantages: efficient for delivering a large amount of information to a large group of students, provide structure and clear organization of content, easy to implement in classrooms with large student numbers. Advantages: allows for expert explanation of complex concepts, can be used with multimedia tools to enhance learning. Disadvantages: can be passive for students, leading to disengagement, limited student interaction and participation, not suitable for students who learn better through hands-on collaborative activities. Students may struggle with understanding if the topic is too complex or dry, little focus on developing critical thinking or problem-solving skills. Number 2, discussion method. Discussion method is considered as a democratic teaching method where teacher encourages students to talk and share their opinions or ideas about a topic. The teacher guides the discussion but does not provide all the answers. It helps students think critically and communicate their thoughts. This method is often used in subjects that require analysis and debate like literature or social studies. For example, an English teacher leads a discussion on the book To Kill a Mockingbird, asking students to share their thoughts on the theme of racism. Principles of discussion method. Principles of active participation. Students should be encouraged to actively contribute their thoughts and ideas. Principle of respectful listening. All students must listen respectfully to others' opinions, fostering a safe and open environment. Principle of critical thinking. Discussion should stimulate students to analyze, evaluate, and critically thinking about the topic. Principle of teacher facilitation. The teacher should guide the discussion, ensuring that it stays on track and all viewpoints are heard. Advantages and disadvantages of discussion method. Advantages: encourage critical thinking and deeper understanding, fosters student engagement and participation, helps develop communication and interpersonal skills, promotes diverse perspectives and collaborative learning, encourages active learning and reflection. Disadvantages: can be time consuming, especially with large groups. Some students may dominate the conversation, leaving others out. Needs strong facilitation to keep the discussion on track. Can become unproductive if students are unprepared. Difficult to manage in large classrooms. Case study method. In case study method, students study a real or fictional situation in detail and try to solve problems based on what they have learned. It helps students connect theory with practice. The teacher provides a case and asks students to analyze and suggest solutions. This method is good for subjects like business, law, and economics. For example, a business studies teacher presents a case study about a company's marketing strategy and students discuss what worked and what did not work. Principles of case study method. Principle of real world application. The case should be realistic, challenging, and connected to real world situations to promote practical learning. Principle of problem solving. Students must engage in critical thinking to propose solutions to the problems presented in the case. Principle of collaboration. Working in groups encourages students to discuss and exchange ideas, enriching the learning process. Principle of reflection. After analyzing the case, students should reflect on the implications and outcomes of their solutions. Advantages and disadvantages of case study method. Advantages: develops problem solving and critical thinking skills, provides practical real world application of theoretical knowledge, encourages deep analysis and understanding, promotes independent research and inquiry, engages students by connecting learning to real life situations. Disadvantages: time consuming for both students and teachers, may not be suitable for all subjects or topics, can be challenging for students who lack prior knowledge of the topic, requires substantial preparation and resources, assessing individual contributions in group case studies can be difficult. This is all about today's lecture. Wait for the third lecture in which I will discuss the remaining methods. Thank you.